Okay, we're here in the ThroBak Guitar Lounge with Matthew. This is a special video. We're going to show the unboxing of the Collings Model 71 series guitar that I have right here. Right, Matthew? This is
one of two versions they make at Collings.
Yeah, this is a Model 71. It arrived. You may have seen it in our ThroBak Guitar Lounge podcast 2 episodes ago, episode 9. Where we played this, and Collings, we purchased this from Collings, so this is...
Yeah, this is not a paid-for video.
This is not a paid-for video. We did this out of the ThroBak slush fund. We paid for this. So, but it's well worth it, and I've enjoyed playing it. Matthew, you've enjoyed playing it.
Oh, it's a great guitar. But we have to admit, too, that we have an interest in promoting this.
Yeah, because this comes as an upgrade option from the factory with ThroBak Nocaster-A3. Actually, any ThroBak pickup you would want, but we have suggested that they offer with the ThroBak Nocaster-A3 Classic set, which is what this arrived with, and then also the ThroBak T-59 set. And so they actually asked us to give our impressions of the T-59, which is an Alnico 5 set in the guitar. And so in this video, we'll show playing the guitar with the Nocaster-A3 Alnico 3 set, and then the T-59 Alnico 5 set. But we'll start with the unboxing of this wonderful guitar as it arrived in the ThroBak. What would you call it? The ThroBak lair shop of all things pickup magic. Let's watch that video right now.
It was delivered. I think probably on one of the hottest days of the year by our good friend.
That's
from
right.
UPS.
Yeah,
he said it was 200 degrees in the truck.
He may be prone to exaggeration.
He was hot though. He looked like he'd been working that day.
Okay, well let's watch the unboxing. We'll relive this, and you guys can see the exciting unveiling of this guitar, and maybe we'll comment on it too a bit. Okay, Collings, Matthew's recording here. The Collings Model 71 guitar has arrived. Do I have the name correct there, Matthew? Yes. This is the official unboxing. I will be opening this thing up right now. I feel I must fill the dead air. The excitement. So
this is where you're supposed to speed it up.
Black with the tortoiseshell pickguard and ThroBak Nocaster NC-A3 Classic pickups. So, of course, it is very well packed.
Yes. Yeah.
And let's see if I can. After this, you can watch paint dry.
But it is a new guitar, so
yeah, it is. It is exciting to get these things. Get it all. Ooh, a nice looking case. Oh, the case is nice. I just wanted to say that they every Collings guitar I've gotten has got a really nice case, so you have that to look forward to. Okay, Matthew, are you poised for the reveal here?
Hang on, let me get you in there too. Go ahead.
Well, the guitar is the important part. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Oh. It smells good. Looks good.
A new guitar smell?
It is. It's good. It's going to be good. Look, they got even a little pad here for it.
Fancy.
This has a series parallel switch right there for the tone pot. And that's a cool addition. And let's see here. Ooh, a nice dark fingerboard. Oh, yes. Very nice.
It's a rosewood neck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should I pick it up?
Rosewood
Yes, sir,
fingerboard
Matthew.
with maple over maple.
Oh, it's got kind of a nice V feel to it. I don't know the ones sort of soft V. I like that. I don't know. I don't know if at NAMM that they had that. I think they've. Yeah, I think they've refined it a bit.
Did you notice that as a difference?
I think I picked up one at the January NAMM show, and I don't really remember it that much. I don't remember being really that enthralled with it at NAMM, but when
it arrived here, it's like, wow, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's really, really nice.
Maybe that's the way it was, but this. Oh, what a nice weight. Should we weigh it?
Well, show us the bag. It's a string through body.
Yeah.
What type of tuning bag is there on?
The Kluson style Supreme. They say Kluson Supreme. Yeah, it's got more of a. I think it was not sort of that soft V shape before. The weight. I'm guessing that thing is.
Is it light?
It seems light. 6 pounds 8 ounces.
Holy moly.
That's a light guitar.
That's
a very. That's going to be a very pleasant guitar to play.
What a nice one.
Yeah.
And to see your pick guard, tell folks about this pick
I think
guard.
they're doing it sort of a light aging.
Oh, there's an aging on it?
It's I don't know, maybe that's their, it looks like it's got sort of the gloss taken down just a little bit. They did it on the cover there too. Very nice.
They call it an antique aging.
Yeah.
It's nitrocellulose with an antique aging, and you can also get a heavier, what do they call it?
With checking in the nitro.
A more heavily aged package, but that's an upgrade. But its standard is antiqued.
Yeah, I took some closer shots too in the next video, where you get a real good sense as to kind of what the antiquing looks like. It's a nice feel, looks good.
Folks about the pick guard though.
Oh yeah, the pick guard is it's a hand poured pick guard. And I think what they do is they have a brown and an amber epoxy that they pour, and I think it's vacuum formed too. But the pattern, the tortoiseshell pattern, is actually them hand mixing the two colors.
Collings name right on the.
Yeah, Collings bridge there and everything.
See it there.
Yeah.
It has some of the finish off.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, I'll have to listen to it.
Hang on.
That'll be next.
Is it in tune? Or they didn't
It's in tune.
They didn't take attention.
Okay. All right. So again, we had a kind of a brief experience with this guitar at NAMM, and it's really hard to get an impression of it at NAMM because very noisy. I tried to play it, and the sound police stopped me, even though I wasn't making much noise. And anyway, when it actually arrived here, though, it makes a very good impression. We were pretty happy to get it, and we played it at practice. I played it at our band practice. Matthew and I and Todd, who also works here, are in a blues band, and we try to every week practice for about 3 hours, and we test the guitars during those band practices and test pickups. So it's part of the very useful sort of routine here is that we can do a band practice here. But so we had a really good listen to this with the Alnico 3 Nocaster-A3 Classic pickups and also the T-59 set, because I followed it up the next week with a band practice with those pickups. So we'll play the podcast, the clip from the podcast where this guitar has as it arrived with the Nocaster-A3 Classic pickups. And then we'll do a short clip where I show the inside of the control cavity with right before I change the pickups out to the ThroBak T-59 set. and then we will play here live in person, just as we did in the podcast with the T-59 set, and you guys will have a comparison between the two, and we'll give our impressions between both of those as well.
Excuse me.
You okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's cut to the clip of the podcast where we play the Nocaster-A3 Classic set. Okay, we're back. Matthew and I were playing this guitar, and Matthew, your bass, your Lakeland bass, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And the impressions. What were your? I'll give you my impressions of the ThroBak Nocaster-A3 Classic set, also known as the NCA3. Kind of code here at ThroBak, is that it has what I would describe as a nice sort of sparkly response compared to a similar Alnico 5 pickup. Alnico 3 magnets in a Telecaster style pickup or a Strat style pickup where they're rod magnets for the poles, they give less string pull at the strings, and you get a little bit more dynamics out of the pickup in terms of, at least it has that feel when you play it. It's a little looser feel with the strings compared to A5. And the way I would describe this to, if anybody's had experience, this is going to seem a little odd, but if anyone's had experience playing the sort of the first generation of lace sensor pickups in a Strat, they have a lower magnetic pull. That's part of the feel and tone of those pickups. And you get, compared to a regular classic designed Alnico 5 Stratocaster set, you have a looser feel, and with the lace pickups, and the dynamics seem to just come a little bit easier, especially with the harmonic treble content. And you get a bit of that with Alnico 3 in a Telecaster style pickup. That's how I would describe the difference that Alnico 3 brings to a set like this.
Would you call it a late blooming note?
Yeah. No, it blooms a little quicker.
You think, okay.
Yeah, I think it blooms a little quicker with the Alnico 3 because of that little looser feel, and you don't have the dynamic, you don't have the harmonic treble harmonic content muted by the magnet pull. And Alnico 5 is a great tone as well, but I'm trying to describe what I think we're going to hear with the AB comparison with the T-59 set, which is one of our most popular Telecaster sets. But I'm trying to lay out here what people can expect in the choices between these two in this guitar.
When I played it with the A3, I found like the note seemed to have a pretty long life.
Yeah,
you play like a single note, and it seemed to carry on for a while.
Well, yeah, you get a little bit. A little more sustained just because the magnet itself is having less of an effect on the string vibration travel with Alnico 3. In fact, you actually adjust the pickups higher with Alnico 3 and this style pickup because you can actually get the benefit of the coil being a little closer to the strings because of that lesser magnetic pull. You can get away with the pickups higher than you would with Alnico 5. So before we play this lovely guitar now here with the T-59 set, again, previously we had the Nocaster-A3 Classic set in this guitar. I did a quick video that where you'll see some of the nice details of this guitar, like the rolled fingerboard edge and a little closer look at the antiqued pickguard and finish, and also get to see the inside of the control cavity. So let's go on to that right now.
Okay, I have my Collings 71 here, and I'm going to switch the pickups out. Currently it has the ThroBak Nocaster-A3 Classic set in it that Collings installed at the factory, which is an option. But I'm also going to try out our T-59 set in the guitar. Before I do that, though, I wanted to get some close-up shots of the finish on this. Collings describes this as an antique finish, which is the standard finish on these. I've played this at band practice, so you see a little bit of the, my mark from my arm there. But if you can see it, they've sort of just taken the sheen off of the finish in a nice way to give it a slightly antique look, so the plastic is not quite as ultra glossy as it would be otherwise, and I kind of like it because it makes you feel like you're not, I don't know, it makes it feel more played in. Let's put it that way. And another thing is the fingerboard is really nicely rolled over. The edges of it are here. Maybe I can get a closer.
I'll point out one of these Collings details that you see in this photo is the end of even though this is an unbound fingerboard, they have essentially bound the end of it where it meets the body there, the end grain, with a strip of rosewood. Just to give it a nicer finish.
Right, where you see the dot markers.
Well, no, where you see the fingerboard up against the pickguard there.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just that's the cool thing about Collings guitars. It's full of little touches like this that, like the rolled fingerboard edge, that you kind of discover as you play it, and that's one of the nice things about these guitars. Let's go on.
I don't know if I'm focusing in on that, but it feels really good when you play it with that rolled fingerboard edge. Okay, I've got the pickguard off to change the pickups, and I thought you might want to see the inside of the control cavity here, and It is routed for a humbucker, so I'm
Yeah, it's we're the if they offer this with a humbucker in the neck, I will be getting that too. So I will have a matched pair. I already know what pickups need to go in this too, because we've been testing this setup for a while, and we'll be offering that soon. The humbucker single coil combo in a Telecaster style.
I did see online a picture of a white one with a tortoiseshell pickguard, and that was a pretty nice looking instrument. So if you wanted to,
you vary it up a little bit,
Yeah.
have the white with the tortoiseshell. Okay, well,
just to think about that, maybe.
you'll have to make the case for that when the humbucker neck pickup arrangement comes to pass. But let's continue here.
guessing at some point, well, maybe this will be available with a humbucker setup as well. I would like that. I think that'd be a great combo on this guitar. But they have the higher quality or more recent production CTS pot for the push-pull pot for the series parallel, a Jupiter capacitor.
Yeah, so I'll point this out real quick. CTS now makes that push-pull pot is really an upgrade version of the older push-pull pots that were available, and they're using the better version of this now. And we actually have some of these that we use for when we're setting guitars up for things like phase reversal and that sort of thing. They're great. So they're using the highest quality components for this, and also the Jupiter capacitor.
High quality Jupiter capacitor and ThroBak NCA3 pickups in the neck and bridge.
And again, the NCA3 is our abbreviation for Nocaster-A3 Classic. You can't fit all that on the sticker on the back back of the pickup. So we have these little acronyms for our models. So, but just know that's what we're talking about there.
Here, I'm going to switch those out with our T-59 set, and I will try this out at practice, and we'll do a video A/B comparing the Nocaster-A3 Classic set and the T-59 in this guitar.
Okay. All right. Then, so Matthew and I will be back with these guitars hooked up. And the arrangement that we're having here for recording this is Matthew's going through an Ampeg direct box with his amp. His amp's a Lakeland bass. And you have flat wounds on that bass, correct?
Labella flat wounds,
Yeah.
Through body.
And I have this going through a 1979 Deluxe Reverb. For this, I put it on the normal channel. The guitar was modified, or not the guitar, the amp was modified to have the reverb on both channels, although I'm not using the reverb in this clip. And any reverb you hear is through an aux box. We're running this through an aux box and into our board here. And the other difference with the amp is I have it modified to have a switch for the negative feedback loop. The negative feedback loop is off for this, just because to me it feels more like a cathode biased amp when you do that. I just prefer it that way. But and then it's going through before going to the guitar. It's going from the guitar to a Noble's ODR1 that is really commonly used for a Telecaster style guitar with something like a deluxe reverb. And we will be back with that demo. Okay.
We're back.
All right, we're back. So I thought I should point out too. Maybe it's obvious from the clips there that I've made an effort to go through each position with this guitar as far as neck pickup. I think I started out with neck pickup in each of these clips. Went from there to the bridge pickup, to the middle pickup, to I think I pulled the series switch, push pull pot there, and anyway, watch, and if you want to get the full variety of tones there, make sure to watch for that. I think it's probably decipherable of what I'm up to. And I guess I will say that the series switch is a cool option because it defaults to both pickups in series, no matter where you are on the switch location on the selector switch. So, and it adds it's a fatter, punchier sound, and I liken it to sort of a Jimmy Page-esque live sound. I don't know if I'm right about that, but how would you describe it? It's definitely a bigger, punchier sound. It's a cool option to have in a setup like this.
Yeah, no, I when I played it the first time, I left it on most of the time. I thought it sounded good.
Yeah. So I've done that in each of the two clips. Again, the first clip is the Nocaster-A3 Classic set, also known as the NCA3 ThroBak set, and the T-59 set is what we just finished up here. And how would you describe the differences? I will describe the differences as I know them. Right. Well, even though I've asked you, I will beat you to the punch. Okay. So again, to me, the Nocaster-A3 Classic has a little bit of harmonic treble sparkle that is peculiar to a Alnico 3 Telecaster style pickup. Also, you get this from a Stratocaster style pickup where the rod magnets that are Alnico rather than with a Gibson style pickup where the magnetism is transferred through steel poles. So one of the differences sort of in practical terms between an Alnico 3 and Alnico 5 treble pickup or Telecaster style pickup is that the Alnico 3 style pickup can get closer to the strings without damping the string vibration. And because of that, for the setup for both of these, the NCA3 Classic set can just get closer to the strings. This has the T-59 set or any Alnico 5 set is going to need to be a little further away to prevent from damping the strings, and that translates to the player as the Alnico 5 having a little bit faster attack, a little more direct, punchy, a little more powerful. Would you say, Matthew? Mm-hmm. You get a little more powerful feel from it from pick attack with the Alnico 5. But you get excuse me, you get sort of a little bit more harmonic content from pick attack, I feel, with the A3. The A3 I like because it seemed to get more note definition. Like if you were playing single notes, they just seem to stretch out a little bit longer. Yeah. The A5 is a little more strident. It's more powerful, as you said. They're just go ahead. They're just different. They're a little different, but there's definitely more power with the A5. Yeah, and these are both very popular sets, and for us here, so it's the job of us for this was to kind of just point out what the differences are in this guitar, in case you need to talk to your dealer about what you're going to choose for this guitar. And also, this would apply towards any style guitar using Telecaster style guitar. So that's the point of demonstrating this. And
I think the one thing we haven't mentioned is maybe just a little bit about the. Can people see the bridge?
Yeah, the bridge is. Now I've since talked to them. I believe this is a Rudders bridge, Rudders brand bridge that they had Collings had custom made for them through Rudders with the Collings logo on it. But yeah, it's nicely cut out there to keep the sort of the feel of a vintage bridge, but without the annoying pick obstacle that is a vintage bridge.
Or it cuts into your hand a bit.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
to show the folks what's interesting about that one.
Oh, also it's got a top. It appears to have a top loading option with the bridge as well. So if you wanted to set up your guitar, this guitar as a 59 style top loading bridge, T style guitar, you could do that. And we have the only other guitar. I mean, that's a peculiarity, I think, of a 59 era Telecaster is that some of them came with a top loading bridge, and some of them even didn't even have. I think some of them did not even have through body string holes.
That's true.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Anything you want to add to this whole pickup dealie?
Not that I can think
No.
of. I think we've covered it all.
Okay. Well, the upshot is they both sound great in the guitar, both the T-59 and the Nocaster-A3 Classic. I think I personally have a preference for the Nocaster-A3 Classic set. Just we're using this. I'm playing this in a blues band, and I feel like you get a little bit more twang with the A5, which is great, but I feel like you can get a wider variety of tones out of this. In fact, with the A3, with the Nocaster A3 Classic set, I even think that I actually have a theory that that's one reason. That's one of the kind of reasons the very earliest Telecasters are kind of favored for rock. Because those early broadcaster and Nocaster and Telecaster pickups still used A3. And it's just to me, it's a slightly less country, a little more rock tone when you're playing on edge of breakup. But again, though, the T-59 set, 59 era Telecaster is, Jimmy Page tone. So you can do it with both, and both great choices for this. All right, so if you're watching this too, and you've watched the rest of our content on YouTube, you'll notice that we are in the what we call the ThroBak Guitar Lounge, because we are in a lounge chairs with guitars all around us. But this is our setup for the ThroBak Guitar Lounge podcast, and if you're interested in that and seeing Matthew and I talk all things guitar. That airs on
And ThroBak.
And ThroBak.
Well, all things guitar. And
Wait,
ThroBak.
sorry, that's right. We are selling something. So that airs every Saturday, and tune in for that. We have a segment called the Guitar Argument, by which Matthew and I argue over some guitar related thing. So if you have ideas for that, feel free to let us know about a topic that you think is worthy,
or questions for our mailbox.
Questions, everything of that sort. But check out those episodes. And again, one of the Nocaster A3 Classic clip was from that podcast. All right. Again, thanks for everybody for watching. Check out everything we have on YouTube. Click like, subscribe, click the notifications for future getting notified of future videos. And once again, thanks for letting ThroBak be part of your search for great guitar tone.